From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventure. From the mountains of the Great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, this is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin.
You know, some days to me just speak fishing. I don't know what it is about a low cloud kind of, misty, rainy day that makes me excited to go fishing. And it doesn't matter if it's as cold as it is now. It's like 39, 40 degrees, or it's 100 degrees and you get this kind of weather. I always feel like I can catch them when it gets like this. Now, there's times when you just can't catch them, but there's other times when you can. And I feel like low pressure really sets up for you to be able to get a lot of bites. We're gonna go out and throw some crankbaits around, specifically targeting rocks. With the water temperature the way it is, the conditions, the bass should be targeting, feeding on some crayfish. So we're gonna find some rocks, we're gonna bounce some crankbaits off those and see if we can't catch a few fish in what, conditions-wise, most people would be home eating chili, but we're going fishing.
It's cold and threatening rain, but we're heading up with Wade to test out a brand new Spro crankbait designed by Bass Pro Mike McClelland. We'll catch up with Mike later in the show, and we'll also check out some of the brand new sonar technology from our friends at Garmin. But first, we'll get back to Wade and the Spro rock crawler.
That sucker goes deep fast. You can pretty much, 12 months out of the year, figure you can go down the rocks on a dam anywhere in the United States and you got a chance to catch fish. What we've got going on right here, we're on a power plant lake. Water temperature is only about 50 degrees right here. Now, around that discharge, it's gonna be a lot warmer, but where we're at, in my opinion, you're probably looking at fish that are, chasing crawfish. So what we're gonna do is try and mimic a crawfish bouncing along these rocks down here and just, reeling a crankbait down there, trying to get a reaction bite. Right now I'm throwing the Spro rock crawler, which is a new bait designed by Mike McClelland, specifically designed to be able to get down and dig around those rocks and really perform in those types of situations. When you get in my tackle box, you're gonna see a lot of different types of crankbaits in there from a lot of different companies, because each one of them have a different application. Now, when I look at this Spro rock crawler, a couple things that jump out into my mind. This thing dives deep immediately. So it goes almost straight down and it gets to the bottom faster than any crankbait that I've ever seen. It literally bounces into those rocks very fast. Then when I pause it, it kind of got a good backup action, and then when I pull it forward, I can still feel that bait. And I like that because I know that I'm in contact, I know what's going on. It's very feedback friendly, for lack of a better word. Playing TV. There's your roll. Oh, there he was. I think there's a bite. Yep. Come on up there, buddy. Ooh, son. Look at him coming up. Oh, yeah, that's a good one there. You can see that roll as we were looking at it, how these fish are just relating, and they're coming up there feeding right now. You've got one of them old low, lots of clouds, nasty weather. We're literally the only boat left out here, I think, right now. Come here, buddy. Yes, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Coming up, we'll get on board with lure designer and Elite Series Bass Pro Mike McClelland to learn more about the Spro rock crawler. And later we'll join our friends from Garmin to check out their groundbreaking sonar technology. All that and more coming up on Americana Outdoors.
Hey guys, we're here with the Bubble Blade hunting knife. It's a great new piece of steel from Bubble Blade. You can use it as a long knife, cutting or deboning type knife. You can shorten it up for your more delicate skinning type work when you're processing deer, hog, whatever you've killed that day. And the best thing about it is this is a no-slip grip. No matter how wet or greasy a sucker gets, you're not gonna slip on this blade.
It is razor sharp. It's the cure-all for knives. I mean, it really is. Whether it's deer, fish, I mean, I don't know how many fish I've filleted with one of these. I carry one in my boat. I carry one in my backpack. I mean, everywhere I go, if it's gonna have to do with the outdoors, I've got a bubble blade.
After your next successful deer hunt, savor the flavor with a Bradley Smoker. They have a whole list of creative recipes for venison with a wide variety of delicious smoky wood flavors. Find out more about making your meal as memorable as the hunt at bradleysmoker.com.
The Alaskan Series Cooler Packs by Arctic Ice. Specifically designed to keep your food and drinks cold all day long without having to use ice and end up with a soggy lunch. The Alaskan Series by Arctic Ice. Bitterly cold.
Americana Outdoors is brought to you by Garmin and the power of simple. By Cabela's, it's in your nature. And by Spro Corp, makers of the all-new rock crawler.
Hey everyone, we're here today on Broken Bow in southeast Oklahoma. We're gonna run around the lake a little bit today, see what we can make happen. Basically, we're in late winter into that pre-spawn period. I mean, the water temperatures are starting to come up into the lower 50s. The fish should be starting to move up on some of these channel banks, and we're gonna put this rock crawler to work today and see what we can make happen.
Mike McClellan, BASS Elite Series Tournament Pro, well known as one of the best jerkbait fishermen out there, but he's also very diverse as a fisherman. You know, I can remember fishing against Mike years ago and watching him whack them with a spinnerbait in a BASS Open down on Sam Rayburn. But he's also, you know, a guy that knows how to drag a football jig around. The bottom line is Mike is a very diverse fisherman. So when Spro approached him about designing a new crankbait, you know, he obviously had a lot of ideas right away that he wanted to build into one. And the end result of that, after a couple of years of development, was the Spro rock crawler.
I wanted a bait that did something different. Depth-wise, I never felt like we had a bait this size with this type of action that would dive 10 to 12, maybe even 13 feet deep if you match it up with 8 or 10 pound test line. You know, we're here on Broken Bow Lake, and we had a chance yesterday afternoon late, got here a little bit early and got out and kind of inspected the lake, and the conditions were absolutely horrible. I mean, we had bright bluebird skies, slick as a baby's butt, and usually a crankbait isn't the thing you think about in conditions like that, but I think we played it to our favor. The wind's gonna blow today, the water's warming up. I mean, we're looking at water temperatures up in the upper 40s, should creep up into the lower 50s today. And this is what you want when you throw a bait like the new Spro rock crawler. I mean, the big key is gonna be figuring out how fast they want to bait and what kind of stuff they want to be on today. But one thing I can see right now that really intrigues me this time of the year is there's a bunch of boat ramps in this area. And those boat ramps warm up quick when you get that sunshine on them. It's always a good place to catch one early, and I'm gonna see if we can make it happen. Boy, that thing digs. Digs and hunts. Good sign. That was definitely a bite. There he is right there. That's a good one. He come back and got that thing. That dummy. Barely hooked. That is what a rock crawler is all about right there. Look at that. Black spotted up pretty fish. Phantom brown. I tell you what, the thing that's cool about this rock crawler is the versatility that the bait's got. I mean, that fish actually bit it up on the ramp. I hit something and it bit it when it deflected, and then he followed it on out. That thing was actually out over open water, and that's what makes a bait like this rock crawler so unique, is the fact that it hunts. When it comes off of stuff, it kicks out and does a lot of crazy stuff, and that's the reason they bite a bait like this early in the spring, man.
I'm not a big fan of the crankbaits that just kind of come through the water and don't do anything. There are times for them, primarily when it's a little colder. I think you want a little tighter wiggle, but I like a bait that's got some thump to it. I like some bait that's got something that's I feel like going to trigger a strike. And from the first time I tied on the Spro rock crawler, you can feel that vibration, you can feel that dig. And that's something that really gets me excited when I first tie on a bait and start chunking.
So often when you're fishing pre-spawn and late, late in the winter, going into that pre-spawn period, I mean, these fish will get up on those channel swing banks, and a lot of times they'll get up there real tight. And if you don't have the ability to get that bait down and get it down quick, I mean, I'd say this bait probably gets down 5 or 6 feet in the first 8 or 10 turns of the reel handle. And that is such a huge deal when those fish pull up on those steeper banks like that. I mean, you can see I'm throwing a 5:4-to-1 gear ratio reel, which is really slow to begin with. And then when you stop and start that thing and you're not cranking it any faster than that, just enough to keep that bait down there hunting and digging on the bottom, that's a big, big key when that water temperature's 50 or below. There's one. Oh man, he just knocked it. There, he got it. Just knocked the snot out of it like 3 times before he finally got it. Very big. That molten crawl color. That makes me feel a lot better. 48-degree water. Yesterday when we started, it was 47, 48 late in the day, and today with this bright sunshiny day, we're starting to get some clouds. They're finally starting to act like they want to eat that rock crawler a little bit. Hey everyone, I know we may not have set the world on fire today. We may not have caught them quite as good as I wanted to, but we did accomplish what we set out to do, and that was to add one more lake and one more state to places I've caught them on the Spro rock crawler. Bait's only been in development for about 6 months, and I feel like we did a pretty good job of it here on Broken Bow Lake in Oklahoma.
We'd like to thank Mike for taking the time to demo the Spro rock crawler for us. For this or any other gear used in today's show, you can find it all online at Cabela's.com. Order today, and they'll deliver right to your doorstep. Well, coming up, Wade catches up with Garmin's Ted Gartner and Daryl Rollins to learn about Garmin Panoptic's all-seeing sonar, right here on Americana Outdoors. Since 1976, Delta Ag has been an industry leader in plant health and nutrition. With our innovative concept and chemistry, Delta Ag produces healthier crops and improves yields. We formulate biostimulants and micronutrients designed to improve fertilizer efficiency and increase crop response to nutrients. Make your fertilizer go further with reliable products that work. Grow healthier crops from the ground up with versatile low-rate products. Delta Ag, improving plant performance.
Since 1996, Frog Togs outerwear have kept outdoorsmen warm and dry, even in the worst of conditions. Now, Frog Togs have expanded beyond hunting and fishing markets and revolutionized the industry with their patented fabric system. Frog Togs are extremely lightweight and portable. They pack easily in your car, boat, RV, and even on your motorcycle. Best of all, Frog Togs are 100% waterproof and windproof, and yet extremely breathable. Check us out online at frogtogs.com. Frog Togs, stop the rain.
What if there was a camera that went where you went and shot what you shot? An action camera so easy to use you can concentrate on your hunt, not the hunt for the record button. A camera that let you add dimensions to your video, like speed, altitude, or even your heart rate, just before you let it fly. Life, camera, action. The Verb Elite HD Action Camera from Garmin.
When it comes to racing big deer, Purina is the leader in deer nutrition research. Our Antler Max research and development team is committed to developing products that provide results in your deer management program with a difference you can see. If you're ready to take your deer operation to the next level, look no further than Purina's new and improved Antler Max Premium Deer Feeds. You can find them at your local Purina retailer. Purina Antler Max Premium Deer Feed, a difference you can see.
After all my years of searching, I finally busted the myth of the Yeti! The Engel High Performance Cooler, it's incredible! Just look at this lid, what a powerhouse! It's so freaking strong, so reliable, I just wanna boom! This silicone gasket's better than rubber!
Why, hello there. Are your base and sidewalls way thicker for superior insulation?
Oh, yes! After 10 days, still cold, still fresh! Let's see a Yeti do that! With Engel Coolers, it's official! The Yeti is busted!
Experience high-vis, a brighter sight picture than standard sights, giving you an immediate, more successful shooting performance. High-vis lets you see a dramatic contrast between the target and the barrel for a more intuitive aim that delivers instant results. Our light pipes come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors, designed to be seen in a variety of conditions. With our broad line of sights, you'll see your marksmanship dramatically improve, bringing more fun and confidence into every shooting experience. Shoot more accurately. Enjoy the sport. Choose high-vis.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is also brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Yamaha Marine, reliability starts here. And by Arctic Ice Chill and Brew.
You know, one of the absolute coolest things that I get to do is see products long before they hit the public market. In some cases, some of them don't ever hit the public market because we'll get out and field test them, and us, among others, will say this just isn't going to work. But in other cases, you get to see some of the most cutting edge, most unique products, you know, sometimes even a year before they hit the market. So when I heard about the new Garmin Panoptix, basically an all-seeing sonar device, I was like, how's this going to work? Is this something super unique? Well, I mean, what's it going to be? I mean, I'm hearing these stories about I can throw my bait out there and I can see it. And I'm not talking about below my boat, I'm talking off out in the distance. I'm talking that I could scan around and see things in front of me and to the side that are live, not something that's already passed on the screen. I mean, instantaneous feedback. I thought, well, this is going to be kind of unique, but how hard is it going to be to use? What are we talking about? And so when it came time to be able to go and get this mounted on my boat and watch the guys put it on and get some of the instantaneous feedback from a guy that absolutely knows more about sonar than anybody I've ever met in my life, Daryl Rollins, I was pretty jacked up, to say the least.
So pretty much wherever the arrow is
correct,
basically where we're pointing at.
Yeah, and what you do is you line the middle of that transducer on the shaft with the arrow.
Okay.
And if you do that, then when you put that bait out there, wow, there's your bait.
Wow.
See it?
That's freaking awesome. Now hop it off. Will you see it when you hop it up? That's it right there. Yeah. That was it.
Oh, that's awesome. Panoptix is Garmin's new sonar technology, and it's amazing. I liken it more to a video camera than traditional sonar. With traditional sonar, you're seeing basically that split second, and then it's always in the past. As it scrolls along, the older it gets. With Panoptix, you're seeing it real time. You're seeing structure around, you're seeing fish. They can be swimming towards you, away from you, rising or diving. You can see your bait, all of that in real time. So you're actually watching fish swim around below and around your boat. It's an impressive technology, and there's really nothing else out there like it. It's something that an angler really has to see to believe. It's that impressive.
What this technology does is, this is the transducer right here in the boat. And every time this transducer shoots an impulse down, it refreshes the entire screen all at once. So you don't feed data across the screen that becomes history after it gets about a ½ inch across the screen. It's already behind the boat. This is real-time data that you're looking at here. As you can see right here, that's our bait right there. I mean, you're looking at it at the same time that it hits the bottom and that I pull it back up off the bottom. What I like about it is that I can put a bait in the water and I can watch how the fish react to the bait. So I can see the fish come to the bait, I can see the fish look at the bait, I can see whether they like the bait or they dislike the bait. If they dislike the bait, they'll just turn and run straight from the bait. And you see all that in real time. So you know whether you've got the right bait on, right color on, and what he wanted. If you're not running a Garmin, you're gonna be fishing for some place behind the guys that are running Garmin.
Something's coming up, getting agitated, coming towards our bait. Oh, got him, holy cow, did you see that? You actually can see it on the screen. You saw that fish come up off the bottom and just kind of started hesitating, and it's a smallmouth. You could see that fish on the graph literally come up off the bottom and set up to ambush that bait. And then I felt the bite. Holy cow. That's crazy. I mean, you could see, literally, you could see the little red dot as it got bigger and bigger as this smallmouth came up off the bottom, and then our bait kind of comes in the picture and just loads it up. That is such an amazing technology, and I'm telling you, if you don't have one, and the guys that have one around you, they're gonna get an advantage on you, no doubt. That was crazy. That was crazy. I don't even know what to say. Very rarely do I get speechless on something, but I literally was watching the screen and we had seen some action down there. You could see the bait come through, you could see the bait come through. One small fish kind of swiped at it and you could tell it wasn't a very big dot. And then that time you could see that fish kind of come up off the bottom, and then the next thing you know, we had a bite as that crankbait went right over the top of it. That's literally live view fishing right there. You're seeing everything as it's really happening. In most traditional sonar, what you see on the screen, by the time it's in the middle, it's already passed. This is instantaneous live feedback right there. And I mean, what better example right there than to see what we just saw right there.
This truly does change the way fishermen will fish. When they can see fish in real time, they can see structure in real time, and just throw their bait where they need to throw it, where the fish are and where the structure is. It truly does change the game for fishing. Panoptics is going to be one of those technologies that you're going to see more and more anglers with every season.
The versions that are out right now are basically one that mounts on your transom, so you're basically seeing down, and that's going to be very big to the guys that are, you know, your offshore fishermen, some of your walleye guys, you know, guys that are drowning bait off to the side. I think that's going to be huge. And then there's the forward-looking one that mounts on your trolling motor, so that basically wherever your arrow is pointed, you're seeing what's going on around it. And to see these advancements and to see this instantaneous live, you know, to be able to see these dots, be able to see things that are going on, see grass lines, see drop-offs in a manner off to the side of my boat. Still, I don't understand all of its applications, but what I do understand, the most revolutionary sonar device that I've ever seen.
Coming up next on Americana Outdoors, we'll introduce you to the Challenge. To learn more about Garmin Panoptics, the brand new all-seeing sonar, visit Garmin.com.
The Yamaha Viking, and introducing the all-new Viking 6. The hardest working, most off-road capable side-by-sides in America. Built for the hardest working people on Earth. You.
When you change the game, you make the rules. Introducing the all-new Stealth SS from 10 Point, the most compact crossbow we've ever created. 10 Point, there is no substitute.
When I'm not hunting, I'm thinking about hunting. It's on my mind because it's in my blood. When the hunt calls, my TC Venture points the way. Accurate, reliable, proven. Until there's no more ground to cover and no more stories to tell. When you're a TC Venture hunter, the hunt never ends.
Julie Golaski, Smith & Wesson Consumer Program Manager and World Champion Shooter.
Joe Zanetti, Smith & Wesson Finishing Specialist and lifelong hunter.
Jim Dalton, Smith & Wesson Master Gunsmith. I shoot competitively, and so does my son.
Our people, our products, our passion. Smith & Wesson.
StealthCam gives you the edge on the most elusive bucks. Capture high-res stills, HD audio and video, or time-lapse imagery. Nothing escapes our sub-1 second trigger with our advanced multi-zone detection grid. With our energy-efficient design, one set of batteries will last up to a full year. Retina low-light sensitivity captures stunning nighttime imagery out to 100 feet. Get all the latest technology in our new G series of scouting cameras. The next generation of StealthCam has arrived, delivering technologies you need every hunting season.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is also brought to you by Hobie Kayaks, by Sunline Premium Fishing Line, and by Bradley Smokers. Add some Bradley to your adventure. Beginning next week on Americana Outdoors, we'll introduce you to The Challenge, an all-new competition series pitting two young guns against two of the very best in the outdoor industry. You've never seen anything like it before. A mix of shooting skills, archery, and fishing. Win a match, earn a point. There's bragging rights up for grabs. Taking a look at the teams for this event, first up are the challengers. Cody Levy is an avid outdoorsman and a recent graduate from the University of Texas.
I mean, we want to make them feel good about themselves. We don't just want to push them out of the industry, just cold turkey, but we're coming for them in the end.
And his partner is McMurray University graduate Will Cooper.
We might be rookies, they might be vets, but we got them.
These are your rookies. And they've issued a challenge to two of the very best in the country. Clark Wendlandt is a 3-time FLW Angler of the Year.
I mean, let's just get real. Jeff and I are an old geriatric team. I've had a heart attack. Jeff he just barely can get out of a boat. And I mean, we're just basically kind of crawling around, but our competitive nature is just so much that it's going to be hard to beat us.
And his partner is 4-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, Jeff Reynolds.
I mean, you bit off way more than you could chew. You could have picked any two people in the world other than me and Clark and had a better chance.
With a combined 100 years of experience under pressure, Clark and Jeff are the veterans.
And I just feel for Cody and Will. I mean, it's one of those deals. I mean, I've competed with him. I've been there, done that, and these guys don't have a chance.
Clark Wendlandt has been the Angler of the Year 3 times. You don't think he's competitive?
I hope it isn't too bad of a blowout, but I think it could be pretty ugly.
What are you thinking, kids? Your mama paid you to get smart, and you act like a bunch of fools on national TV taking on a bunch of old-timers. You think it's going to be easy? Get ready, son. Your new sponsor is going to be Neosporin and Band-Aids because they're about to blister them legs.
Join us next week when we kick off The Challenge right here on Americana Outdoors. This is where we give a tip of the hat to just some of the sponsors that make this show possible. If you're in the market for new gear, we ask that you help support those that support us. For more outdoor television and industry news, you can check us out online at AmericanaOutdoors.com. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.